Welcome back to the Pi audiobook channel. I'm Pi, your companion on this journey. In part 2 of our series on Lao Tzu's 34 teachings, we'll continue to explore these gems of wisdom, focusing on living in harmony with nature and the power of turning inward. If you haven't listened to part 1 yet, you can find it on the Pi audiobook channel for a more complete understanding. For now, let's quiet our souls and reflect on the next 11 teachings, from teaching number 12 to teaching number 22. Teaching 12. Let things take their natural course. This is a core idea of Lao Tzu's philosophy of Wu Wei, which can be understood as effortless action, or acting naturally. It means allowing things to unfold as they will, without trying to force or control them based on our own desires. Everything in the universe has its own way of working, its own rhythm. When we interfere too much, we often create imbalance. Letting things take their natural course isn't about giving up. It's about trusting the order of the universe and having the wisdom to know when to act and when to step back. A farmer was so anxious for his rice to grow that he went to the field every day and pulled the young plants up a little. As a result, the roots broke and the plants died. He had interfered with their natural growth. Lao Tzu once said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." Are there things in our lives that we're exhaustingly trying to control? Can we learn to trust the natural flow of life a bit more? Teaching 13. To shrink something, you must first allow it to expand. To abandon something, you must first allow it to flourish. To obtain something, you must first give it away. This teaching describes how opposites often work together and transform into one another. To shrink something, you must first allow it to expand. Sometimes, to gain inner strength or condense something, a period of outward growth or expression is needed first. To abandon something, you must first allow it to flourish. To truly let go of something, like a bad habit or a strong emotion, sometimes you need to let it fully express itself so you can understand its nature. To obtain something, you must first give it away. This is the principle of giving and receiving. If you want love, give love. Someone wants to learn to control their anger. Instead of just suppressing it, a wise teacher might advise them to observe the anger fully when it arises, to see where it comes from and how it feels. By understanding its nature, they can truly master it. Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." In our lives, are we trying to suppress something without truly understanding it? Or are we hoping to receive without first being willing to give? Teaching 14. What seems like a tragic ending is often a beautiful new beginning in disguise. This teaching talks about how unpredictable life is, and how misfortune can turn into good fortune, and failure into new opportunities. A tragic ending, a loss, a failure, a difficulty that feels like a dead end might actually be the door opening to a beautiful new beginning, a new path or understanding we hadn't seen before. This is the idea that, within crisis lies opportunity, What matters is how we view and respond to life's events. There's a famous Chinese story called The Old Man Who Lost His Horse. Losing his prized horse seemed like bad luck. But then the horse returned, bringing another fine horse with it. Later, the old man's son broke his leg riding the new horse, another apparent tragedy. However, because of his injury, the son didn't have to go to war and was spared, leading to a new lease on life. When we face difficulties or failures, do we easily give up hope? Or can we look deeper for the beautiful new beginnings that might be hidden? Teaching 15. If you are concerned with what others think of you, you will always be their prisoner. This teaching warns about the danger of living your life based on other people's approval. When we are too focused on what others think, our actions, thoughts, and choices become all about pleasing them. Gradually, we lose our inner freedom. We don't dare to be our true selves or pursue what we really want because we're afraid of being judged or criticized. We become prisoners in an invisible cage built by their expectations and our own need for approval. Think of a talented young artist. At first, they create from their heart. But once they become famous, they start paying too much attention to critics and public opinion. They try to create what people want, and their work becomes less original and meaningful. They become a prisoner of their own fame. Are we living our own lives or the lives others expect from us? We need the courage to break free from the prison of others' expectations. Teaching 16. If you realize you have enough, you are truly rich. Literally, if a person can realize they lack nothing, the whole world belongs to them. This teaching is about the power of contentment, or knowing you have enough, when someone realizes that happiness and fulfillment don't come from endlessly accumulating external things like money, fame, or power, but from inner peace, satisfaction, and appreciating what they already have. Then that person has achieved true freedom and wealth. Lacking nothing doesn't mean having every material thing. It means your mind no longer feels a sense of lack, no longer driven by endless desire. There's a story about a wealthy king who had everything, but always felt anxious and wanted more. He met a hermit living simply in a cave who radiated peace. The king asked, "You have nothing. How can you be so happy?" The hermit replied, "Because I realize I lack nothing. My mind doesn't crave, so I have all freedom and peace." How do we usually define wealth and having enough? Are we so busy chasing external things that we forget the treasure of peace and contentment already within us? You're listening to part 2 of Lao Tzu's teachings on Pi audiobook with me, Pi. Lao Tzu's philosophy is so vast, and every teaching holds deep layers of meaning, helping us to live more thoughtfully. If these insights resonate with you, please consider giving Pi audiobook a subscription and click the notification bell so you won't miss part 3 and our other valuable audiobooks. Your encouragement is a great honor and a huge motivation for me and the channel's team. Teaching 17. Formlessness and the absence of defining features are the greatest bliss. This teaching praises a state beyond what we can see and define with our minds. When our minds stop clinging to external appearances and fixed ideas, we can reach a deep sense of freedom and purity. Formlessness doesn't mean emptiness, but rather a pure, flexible spiritual state, not limited by definitions. It's a state where we can sense the true nature of things directly. This bliss comes from being free from the limitations of the world as we usually perceive it. Think about water. Water has no fixed shape. It takes the form of whatever contains it. As steam, it's almost invisible. This very ability to be without a fixed form allows water to go everywhere and nourish life. The bliss of water is in its freedom from being confined to one particular shape. Are we too attached to external appearances like beauty, reputation, status, or rigid definitions of ourselves and the world? Could this attachment be the source of our anxieties? Perhaps finding this formlessness in our minds is a path to true peace. Teaching 18. The wise person is the one who knows what they do not know. This teaching highlights the importance of humility and the desire to keep learning. A truly wise person isn't someone who pretends to know everything, but someone who is aware of the limits of their own understanding. Knowing what you do not know shows deep self-awareness and honesty. This very recognition opens the door to continuous learning and self-improvement. The philosopher Socrates famously said something like, "I only know one thing, that I know nothing." This didn't mean he was ignorant, but that he understood how little one person can know in the face of the vast universe. This humble attitude drove him to keep questioning and exploring. Do we dare to admit when we don't know something? Remember, humility and awareness of our own limitations are the starting points of real wisdom. Teaching 19. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everyone will respect you. This teaching shows that true respect from others comes from self-acceptance and living authentically. When someone is genuinely content to be simply themselves, they radiate a natural confidence and inner peace. They don't need to try to be someone else or constantly measure themselves against others. This authenticity and self-possession naturally earn the respect of those around them. Imagine a wildflower growing by the road. It doesn't try to be a rose or an orchid. It simply is itself, blooming with its own unique beauty. This naturalness, this lack of striving to compete, is what makes people pause and appreciate its simple beauty. Are we truly happy with who we are, or are we still caught up in comparing ourselves to others? Try letting go of those pressures and simply accepting and loving your true self. Teaching 20. To know yourself is to be enlightened. To conquer others is to have strength. To conquer yourself is to be truly strong. This teaching again stresses the importance of self-awareness and self-mastery. To know yourself is to be enlightened means having true clarity and deep understanding of your own nature. To conquer others is to have strength, refers to external power. But to conquer yourself is to be truly strong. This is about inner strength and resilience. Overcoming your own negative desires, bad habits, and fears requires incredible willpower and courage. Imagine a brilliant general who wins every battle. To conquer others is to have strength. But if that general cannot conquer their own pride or anger, those external victories might mean little. The Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius said something like, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." We often admire people who have power over others. But perhaps we should have even greater admiration for those who are quietly fighting and winning the battles within themselves. Teaching 21. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true illumination. Similar to an earlier teaching, this one further clarifies the difference between understanding other people and truly understanding yourself. Knowing others is intelligence. This refers to the skill of observing and analyzing people. However, knowing yourself is true illumination, or min, meaning clarity or enlightenment, is a much deeper state. It's not just about being smart. It's about having a clear and thorough understanding of your own true nature, free from illusions. There's a tale of a famous judge who was brilliant at understanding criminals. Knowing others is intelligence. But when it came to his own family problems or his inner conflicts, he felt lost. He realized that no matter how well you know others, if you don't know yourself, your wisdom is incomplete. We spend a lot of effort trying to understand other people, but have we spent enough time looking deeply into ourselves? The journey to self-understanding, though challenging, is the only path to true insight and peace. Teaching 22. As long as you have desires, you will only see the superficial, not the profound wonder within. This teaching points out that strong desires can act as a barrier, preventing us from seeing the deeper truths and subtle beauties of life and our own inner world. When we are driven by desire, whether for material things, fame, or fleeting pleasures, our minds become narrow, focusing only on what's on the surface or what gives immediate, temporary satisfaction. We get caught up chasing the objects of our desires and forget to explore the profound wonder within, like the stillness of our soul, the beauty of nature, or higher spiritual values. Imagine someone desperately searching for gold. They dig everywhere, their eyes only looking for a golden glint. Because they are so focused on the superficial gold, they miss the beauty of the wildflowers blooming around them, the sound of birds singing, the profound wonder within that their desire for gold has hidden from them. What desires are driving our thoughts and actions each day? Could they be causing us to miss out on what is truly valuable and wonderful in life and within ourselves? Learning to moderate our desires and turn our attention inward might be the way to discover hidden treasures we never knew existed. And that concludes part 2 of Lao Tzu's teachings here on Pi Audiobook with me, Pi. Each of these sayings opens up a new perspective on how to live in harmony with the universe and find peace from within. Our exploration of Lao Tzu's 34 teachings continues with more profound insights to come. Please join us for Part 3, the final installment of this series, which will be released soon on the Pi audiobook channel. Don't forget to click like if these teachings resonated with you. Share to spread these valuable lessons, and most importantly, subscribe to the Pi audiobook channel and hit the notification bell to be the first to receive our newest audiobooks. Your support is a priceless gift to me and the entire channel. Thank you, and see you next time.